Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Afternoon Pint. I'm Mike Tobin.
I'm Matt Conrad.
I'm John Mann.
John Mann. Okay, John. Tell us your story.
Yeah.
How did you find us here at this bar today?
Yeah, well, how far back would you like me to go?
He stumbled in, and we were just like, "Hey, you look like someone who wants to record something.
You look mildly
Nice
successful. Come sit down with us." No, we're really happy you're here, John. We know who you are. You direct films. Mm-hmm. You've been in the film industry for how long?
Lucky 13 years now. Since
Yeah,
2012.
and I guess a high level, there's something that really struck Matt and I's interest was the Stephen King venture that you've done.
Yes.
This film that Matt and I both got a chance to watch before interviewing you.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a little bit about that project?
Yeah, of course. So, the elevator pitch for Popsy as a story, it was written in 1993, or who knows when it was written. It was published in 1993 in a collection of short stories called Nightmares and Dreamscapes by Stephen King. And Mr. King did this really cool thing where he created this dollar baby program, he called it, where he would, since 1977, would offer up to license his short stories for $1 to up-and-coming filmmakers. So I had heard about this for a long time. I always thought that it was like a urban legend, too good to be true kind of thing. And in 2018, I, for whatever reason, decided to apply. It was on this really creepy old website, honestly looked like the beginning of a Stephen King short story, like you stumble upon this creepy website kind of thing. And I applied, I wrote a script, applied, they took it, they loved it. I had to send them an American dollar by mail before I got my contract. And
$1 American dollar.
Yeah, in 2018 we made the film in my hometown of Fredericton, New Brunswick. And I guess the reason I'm sitting here today is because the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures has decided to spend an evening in November celebrating the 47-year history of the program, celebrating Stephen King and his sort of gifts, his cinematic universe. And they chose 6 of the shorts that were made in the Dollar Baby program over those 47 years. And my little Popsy, the little train that could, got in.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Amazing.
thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you very
Popsy's a
much.
huge homage to Stephen King movies. There's a lot of Stephen King lore in there, right?
Yes, yeah.
So, we won't give it all away, but I think it's really cool. How could people watch this, or when can they watch it?
Yeah, so there is interesting lore about the Dollar Baby program is that they are very strict on how they can be shown. Like, I am not allowed to make a cent off of this film.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny because when the Academy asked me, okay, what is your fee for the film? And I was like, just send me $1, kind of full circle moment. I've now made my money back on that movie.
Right.
So it did a festival run in 2018. It premiered at Finn here, which is now Atlantic International Film Festival. Mm-hmm. It did the festival run at a bunch of cool little horror film festivals. And then really it kickstarted my career in a major way, being part of that program. And then that project itself kind of laid dormant for a while because of the contract that I signed. It can't be seen outside of any sanctioned Stephen King events. Okay. So up until after the festival run originally, there was a Stephen King festival in Prince George, BC in 2023 that I was a part of.
So you can go and show it there?
Yep,
okay.
Was able to show it there. And then it screened at something called King Con last year in Vegas, which was a big Stephen King convention.
Okay.
It got asked to come back there. And then, of course, now if you guys are in LA on November 19th, I'd love to have you out to the...
I'd love to be there.
I would love to be in LA on November 19th.
No, I can't say it. That's what. I can't say I'll be there that day. But man, I wish I could. That's awesome.
If there's any listeners that want to sponsor our trip out there, we will give you a huge shout out.
Yeah, we're talking to you, Stephen King Fest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll need more than $1. Yeah,
we will need more than $1.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah.
So
but just back to the program though, what can you speak a little bit on why this thing was created?
Yeah, so I don't know why King decided to create the program other than kind of the democratic process of sharing his stories, I suppose. I don't know of any other writers or screenwriters or artists who so graciously will share their work with young filmmakers, young artists to be able to make their own spin for no other reason other than to kind of give them a leg up. And
That's such a cool concept.
That's all I ever heard. Like anything that I could find on it. Like I didn't know it was called Dollar Baby until you sent it over to me. I did hear like years ago that Stephen King I heard it as Stephen King would sell his movies off for $1. And I thought like you could just buy them because what I heard from it was that it was his way of giving back to the industry, the like creatives and stuff like that. Reading more a little bit recently, my information was only half correct. You can't make money off of it, and he still owns all the rights to everything.
Yeah. So the way it works, like, I'm not the only person who has made Popsy
That's right,
as a
yeah.
Dollar Baby, but I owned it for the year. I owned it for 2018, and I had 365 days to.
So it's almost like a
pull it
lease
off.
on the rights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like an option window almost, and so yeah, there were other variations of Popsy that were made, which I like studied vehemently about like what I liked, what I didn't like, what I thought I could do better, what I thought I couldn't pull off, so I didn't want to even attempt to cross that line, kind of thing. Keep it very like Pulp Fiction, punk rock-esque, and where was I going with that? Yeah, okay, sorry. So speaking of like what I wanted to change, what I did change from the original short story is that in the short story, so basically Popsy is about a guy who abducts a child outside of a mall, and turns out in the long run that this kid is not just a child, kind of thing. Book came out in 1993. I don't think there's any like spoiler alerts here. His grandfather ends up being a vampire or a vampire-like creature, and he keeps saying like, my pops is gonna be really mad at you, my pops is gonna be really mad at you, and then enter Popsy, credits roll, kind of thing. And in the original short story, there's this whole like backstory of why the guy has to abduct a child, and it's all about like he has gambling debts to this Eastern European crime boss. And,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh man,
So,
I totally got pedo vibes from.
So I thought, I didn't realize how big of a risk it was until I met, like, I knew I was a Stephen King fan, but then when I entered that universe of fans after making Popsy, it was like, blew my hair back as far as the fandom. Fandom is probably like a safe way of putting it. Like, this is the guy who wrote Misery based off of an experience of his fans being
miserable.
as passionate as they are, I guess is the best way to put it. So yeah, I removed all that, and it's like a 14-page story or something like that, and my short really enters on about page 4 or 5 because I didn't want us to have any kind of empathy for the guy. I just didn't think that it would translate well. It works in the story, but I didn't think it would work on the screen.
Yeah.
Turns out that it worked, I guess. Like
I think it was great.
Yeah, I've heard that it worked. People have asked me about it, and the simple answer is just like, I didn't want to burn any screen time in a short that I could, and why give that guy any kind of empathy in a 9-minute horror, you know?
Yeah, I honestly, I think you nailed it. I really enjoyed it. It was, I think what I liked about it is that you didn't tell too much. Sometimes in horror, people tell too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I find it ruins it, right?
Yep.
It can be, I've made some other shorts, like I made one called Missy right around the same time or just before.
Yeah, I watched that.
And it's like quite ambiguous about what goes on at the end, and I've gotten questions about that too, where I always just think like,
I have a whole bunch of questions about that.
Sure,
if you want to
great.
move into that, I got a bunch.
I would love
Let's
to.
talk
It's
about
like-
Missy. So what's the plot of Missy kind of?
So Missy is kind of it's a one-man. It's basically like a
Same guy does Popsy.
Rob Ramsey, really really good friend of mine. Met him at Acadia. We were in the same residence at Acadia. While the rest of us were kind of going home to like work for the city for the summer, Rob would go and do a Disney show for the summer. Like, he's been acting, he was in theater. This is how small the world is. Our resident assistant, our RA, Rob is now married to, and they live in Toronto with 2 kids, and just a small little out east kind of story. But yeah, so Rob in Missy plays a guy named Mann.
Yep.
You don't really know if it's like post-apocalyptical or
Yeah.
what's going on with this guy. And then one day a mannequin floats up on the river while he's scavenging. And through his like love and loneliness for this mannequin, he starts to reveal stuff about previously in his life, a past life. I have an answer because I wrote it, but I haven't super shared it. It doesn't matter. Like, I just like when people, I always think about when I'm writing something like, what would a film major write an essay on this movie? Like, what would they pick up on? And I'm always like super curious about that because I'm such a film nerd and love writing film essays and watching film essays on YouTube. And so that's where the ambiguity comes from, really, with Missy.
Yeah, it went in a direction that I wasn't really anticipating. I mean, at first I wasn't really quite sure what I was watching in terms of like, is this like suspense thriller or like what, right? Because he's doing a lot of things by himself, right? Playing baseball and all this other stuff, right? But then, yeah, some things obviously started to go off the rails a little bit as the film went on and everything. But from what I gathered from it, either, as you said, like something went down because I mean, there appears to be no heat in his house because you can see the breath. So it's either post-apocalyptic or something may have happened, whatever, because there's no like power or electricity. They have fires going. He was really concerned about the fire going out. Like it absolutely couldn't go out. He got mad at his mannequin wife because the fire almost went out, and he got mad and was like, "You have to wake me up if that happens," and all this stuff, right? So a little bit of that. But then I was also like, okay, maybe that's it, or maybe he's just in hiding because maybe he did something real messed up to his wife in his previous life or whatever. And because he does at the end starts to lose it, kind of thing, right? Like really lose it with her or it or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I like to think of that movie as like, you kind of start to see things in threes in that movie, where I think there's 3 scenes of him chopping wood, and it's like the first one he's completely alone, and then before the next one he finds her, the mannequin, then she's up in the window in the next wood cutting scene, and then the third wood cutting scene she's standing next to him with a head on and whatever.
He made a block like wood out of the head. So one thing that you threw me for a loop a little bit there, where I thought it might have gone in like a true like horror direction, was when she was in the window and he was chopping the wood. There was a point where like you could see her in the back of the window, and then he walks in front, and I was almost anticipating him
gone.
like moving and then her being gone.
That would have been great.
I was like, okay, like the mannequin's gonna be disappeared, like have disappeared, right? But even still, like at one point, I almost thought that maybe that was the case, and maybe I just missed it because like there's a part where he moves back and you couldn't see it, but I'm like, maybe he's still perfectly in front of it. Either way, so you had me guessing through this whole thing.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. And yeah, what we were trying to do is like layering those in threes to see him start, and then there's the baseball scene, and then she's pitching to him because now she has arms now,
right?
And what we were trying to establish was just like this guy is stuck in a routine regardless, and how she kind of threw his routine a little bit off, and then he gets pissed at her about the fire because that would have really thrown his routine off. And my takeaway from that movie is that he's in like a purgatory that he can't escape unless he gets out of this routine.
Okay.
Because then of course the big like, she comes in from the water in the beginning, that's how he finds her originally, and then at the end it's very clear that he put her in the water, and whether that means that he hurt her in a previous life, I don't know, and now he's like atoning for his sins or whatever, but he just can't seem to get out of this. He's not learning anything, and I love movies that do that like the main character didn't learn a thing from beginning to end.
I can see how you're getting the purgatory thing because the whole thing was filmed in a very like gray screen, and like I think a lot of
that's
people,
just New Brunswick in November.
That's fair,
basically.
So you didn't have to do anything there. Okay, great. But
great production value.
Yeah, but I was just kind of thinking like, a lot of purgatory is always viewed in that light, that
Yeah.
grayish light,
Yeah.
where everything, it's not black and white, but it like almost is, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then it's almost like a sepia tone kind
Yeah.
of thing. And then really it's cool that you mentioned the color, because the only two colors that we ever punched up were the fire and the lake.
Yeah.
So fire and water became like a little bit of a, like, she comes from water, but fire is keeping him alive, and she's made out of wood, but he's obsessed with the fire, and like clearly makes a choice for his own survival versus hers. And yeah, that was just a cool movie. And then CBC picked that up for distribution in 2019, so it was on Gem for a few years. And it's funny, like we were talking earlier about how you can't make money off of your dollar baby, but what that program does, and I'm forever thankful and grateful, is that like I've kind of made money off
building
of it.
block.
Yeah, it's like
to the
such
next
a
level.
great career starter. And someone else that I am very like thankful for in my career is Bell 5 TV, who they gave me a show called Pub Crawl in 2020 during COVID that we did 2 seasons of.
Saw that. That looked
Yeah.
quite interesting. Yeah.
And it's like,
That's more up my alley. So like go into Pub Crawl for a minute. So what was the inception of that show? How did that start?
yeah, so Pub Crawl honestly began, I got an email from someone in New Brunswick saying it was COVID, Bell 5 is looking for shows. They're thinking community, but trying to move away from that a little bit. And of course, I work with Rob so much. Rob was on a show called Blue Mountain State for 3 seasons, like a big,
Okay. I
know that, yeah.
big football show
Yep.
on Spike TV.
Cool.
So Rob has that kind of a following of those like bro down college football guys.
Right on.
Yeah.
And so, and of course, me living in Halifax, Rob's in Toronto, going to all these bars here and the history in them, and then going through COVID and how nostalgic people were for the before times, even if we were only like 3 months into it.
Yeah.
So I pitched Bell this show, like it's a history show, but it's called Pub Crawl, and it's hosted by Rob Ramsey.
Nice.
What do you think? And then, yeah, so we went through and basically we told what we thought was going to be the history of Halifax through the lens of the bars and restaurants, turned into like, told the history of like the Eastern Seaboard, and like got into like
Cool.
the trade routes between here and the Caribbean and the UK and Africa, and what that meant for like cocktail history in Halifax, and what it meant for like booze in the military and the history of that.
Can you still watch
and-
this show? Or is
Yeah,
there a
it
way you
should
can
still
get
be on Bell 5.
Still on Bell 5,
It
yeah?
should be.
Cool.
I believe it was a 5-year window that we had with them, so it'd be coming up.
it? Nice.
Pretty close, yeah.
I remember when you first reached out. I do remember looking that up and seeing that, and thought, "Wow, that is like a dream of mine." Because
Probably the greatest job I've ever had.
honestly, yeah, you get
Yeah.
to travel around to different cool pubs and bars and stuff like that, drink beer, and then learn about them.
It was awesome, and it's like what you guys were saying earlier about like no bad guests. It's like there were no bad bars. Like
Yeah.
every day was just so much fun, and got to know so many people in that like that community, the pub community around here, whether it was like owners, managers, whoever, and like so proud to support. Now I love being able to like recommend restaurants from that show
Right.
that I truly like believe in, because I've seen the people
Absolutely.
behind it, and
Yeah.
man, they know their stuff. Like Chef Brian at the Press Gang, that guy.
Oh yeah,
You want to talk history with that, with like a character?
Really?
Chef Brian Corkery at the Press Gang.
Maybe we could see if we get him on a future episode. I think that would
He
be kind of
would
pretty entertaining.
do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that would be super fun.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
we're here at Au Liban, which
Again,
is one of
yeah.
my favorite restaurants.
So yeah, 2 shows in a row here because
shows in
we
a
did
row.
a double recording here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Press Gang would be very much again like in my top 5 of favorite restaurants in the city currently.
Oh, it's the best.
This is one, Au Liban, and the Press Gang is.
Press Gang's fantastic.
The best.
Yeah.
And I mean, like the history of the building. It looks like a dungeon in there. but
Yeah, it's
like
amazing.
All right, we got to get to the Press
Yeah.
Gang here soon enough. If we got, I don't know how many episodes we have left in this season to cover. I think we
I don't
pretty
know.
much we're
We'll
done.
figure it out.
But or if not this year, early next year, we
Yeah.
should get that one on the list. That'd
We
be
should-
cool,
we should-
man.
Yeah, we definitely. Yeah.
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 So, yeah, I mean, it must be just kind of really great to be able to kind of go around and create. And I mean, I love here, right? I love it here. So I mean, like to be able to go and display the things that you love about your home or where you live and all that stuff, and then in a cool way, like an interest, it's interesting and cool.
Yeah.
It's, no offense to like people who like, things that I find boring or whatever, but like sometimes you have documentaries or docu-series about really boring things. But beer is not
Like what?
that. Like what?
What bores you?
Name
I don't
names.
know.
I don't know what bores you. What bores you?
What bores me?
Well, like what would be a boring documentary? I'm just kind of curious.
Okay, the thing that everyone likes: serial killers.
Okay,
Don't care.
Yeah, I don't care about those either.
Don't care.
That
We've talked
balloon
about-
might start
now
to
you
burst here pretty
probably
soon.
like the serial killers because I mean there was the quote of Ted Bundy at the beginning of your King.
Yeah, that was cool. I love that. And like Stephen King has quotes like that too. I believe like the quote at the beginning of Popsy is there's no way to tell. You can never point out who the psychopaths
stereotypes
are.
or whatever of a psychopath because
Yeah,
there
right.
are none.
There
Right, they're
are
just
none.
psychopaths.
And
Yeah.
I
And thought it was pretty cool. Actually, a really cool quote.
I'm really proud of how like you see the quote and then his name is revealed of who said it. That
Yes.
always kind of
Yeah.
gets people like you kind of
It's kind of eerie.
grab them immediately,
Yep.
and then of course with Popsy you don't know who the bad guy is
Yes.
throughout, or you think you know who the bad guy is, but
Yeah.
and I love stuff like that. I love not knowing that stuff. But yeah, as far
So
as
how
like
do you like the dramas? Like Matt was just saying, like the
like
serial
the
killer
true
type.
crime
Yeah.
stuff. I would say like I was raised on Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer and Halloween.
Okay.
So I
So were we,
gravitate.
I'd say, yeah.
I
Yeah.
gravitate more towards that stuff. I do find that I don't want to say anything wrong unless Netflix comes calling for me to direct anything, but they certainly have a format. It's almost always the boyfriend or the husband,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just find like they're starting to become almost parodies of themselves. A little
Yeah,
bit.
absolutely. I
But
agree.
once a year, there's typically one that grabs everybody for the right reasons.
Well, the one
of
most
being
recent that
pretty
grabbed him
incredible.
was that one. Gosh.
Ed
Gaines.
Ed Glain.
And I couldn't
Gaines.
watch
Yeah.
it. My partner, she watched it, and I had to leave the room. I just didn't like the vibe. Wasn't
So-
my style.
That's not a doc though. That's like the new
Or drama. Or-
Charlie.
Yeah.
What's his name? The British guy plays
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
Charlie.
That's not a documentary.
Yeah,
That
and
is
he's a great actor.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
down with that stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's the true doc stuff.
You don't like the true doc where like the reveal could have been given 4 hours ago.
Those are the ones that
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Hate
these
those.
are all
Yeah.
starting to feel pretty
So,
similar.
and like I never mind reading stuff like that short form. Like Rolling Stone used to write really good articles that I used to read back in the day. And I remember ones like there was ones where I'd always imagine the movie in my head. There was one that if there was a movie that I ever make, there was one called like Thomas Sweat Burns Down in Washington.
Okay.
And he's this friggin' pyromaniac. And he works at a KFC place as a fry cook. And late at night, he just burns down buildings. And they couldn't catch this dude forever.
This
Of
whole
course, you
shtick.
like the
And it's-
KFC show.
But no, but it's more though. His name was Thomas Sweat. Like it just like everything about it just seemed like so. And like the cops were onto him, but he'd also be like a bit of a fan of fires. So he'd be watching his own fire. The police be coming up to him.
No way.
Then they never busted him for years. And then he was writing letters out of jail and like so like shit like that. Like
Yeah. Like I
that
love.
amazes me. But the serial killers, I don't
Yeah.
like it when it gets gross.
I like
Yeah.
horror movies. Like I
Yeah.
love horror movies. Like I'm a horror guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
Some. Yeah.
Like one of my favorite director, I think, of all time is David Fincher. Like I'm fascinated
yeah.
by what
Great,
he's
great.
been able to do, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whether it's like Seven, which was not based on a true story as far as my knowledge, and then but he also did Zodiac, which
Yeah.
is like
Also good. Yeah.
like one of the. I think that movie was so far ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like
I should rewatch that. It's been such
So
a long
good.
time. I only ever saw it
it
once.
is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Those movies blow my mind, but when it's like, I find it kind of glorifies it a little bit when it's like, oh, the boyfriend in college killed his girlfriend's whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, kind of. There's enough horror in the world that you don't need to. I started watching like I remember the Boston Marathon documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
And my sister was living in Boston at the time, and obviously Marathon Monday is like it's a holiday
Yeah.
down
Right.
there. And I was watching it, and it was like this poor guy in a wheelchair without his legs telling his story, and it's like, I don't need this. That manhunt was wild. Like, they caught the guy in the boat in the backyard and all that. It's like, I was just watching, and it's like, I know this. I already know this. Like, why am I...
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't do it for me.
I find for me, it's more of when... I mean, the one that you said that you were looking forward to seeing, and no disrespect to the actor, Charlie Putnam, is it? Sorry, my name's
Hutton? Hutton, maybe? I think it's an H.
Yeah.
We should get this right before this goes out.
No disrespect to the actor in the show. I think he's great, but I feel like as soon as we start empathizing with serial killers, it's just kind of like a
and
no, I don't really want to empathize.
Yeah, so that series is called Monster.
Yes,
it's like the Ed Gein story.
I watched the one before that.
Dahmer.
I watched that one.
So that one came under a lot of like heat.
I didn't like that one
because they made Dahmer hot.
They made him almost like they had a bit of
like a cool guy.
Yeah,
vibe.
And he totally wasn't.
Mm-hmm. He totally wasn't.
Like, he was like the scariest dude.
Yeah, not a cool guy
on
at
a
all.
good day.
Yeah, and then there was one a few years ago with Zac Efron and Lily Collins about Ted Bundy.
Yep. Ted Bundy's a bit of an anomaly because he was a charismatic, kind of a good looking.
He was charismatic. He was good looking.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was a bit of a tough one there. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I say all that, and hypocritically, I've enjoyed Dexter, and I mean, I've watched all the Dexter shows, and I think, I mean, the thing I always loved about Dexter was the moral compass that his father instilled in him, so you don't kill.
But that's
bad
what I think
people.
what made it different, though.
Yeah,
like that was the thing,
which is a great premise for a show.
Yeah,
like, that's fascinating.
It's a fascinating premise. It's like, hey, we have a guy who kills people, but he only kills the bad people.
And his dad recognized it, like his dad knew.
Yeah,
and put him down a path and.
That's the thing, right? So it was like, I actually think that was a fantastic premise of a show. I think it went too long.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it was a fantastic
really
premise
dropped
of a show.
the ball. Was it season 4?
That's what I was saying. Season 4 was awesome. That was great. I liked that one.
Oh, that's where
You didn't like that
bowed
one?
out. Yeah.
See, after that season, I didn't like it. I liked John Lithgow, and I liked how that season ended. It ended how his story started. Dexter's story started. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, this is a cool, like, full circle moment.
Maybe I'm mixing up. Maybe that was the last. It was probably 10 years ago. 12
he was
years
a Trinity
ago
killer in
out.
that season. Lithgow, right?
Yeah, I think that was Trinity killer. Yeah,
that's the last good season, I thought too. Until they came back with it there this year, and they actually.
I've heard it's amazing. The new one is amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah. I'll tell you, it's one of the best shows I've seen this year.
So what I will say is, like, so I've watched a lot of your stuff over the last week.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I've enjoyed the most was the shortest thing that you did, that you sent me at least, was Sweetie.
Yeah, awesome.
And man, I liked that so much. I watched that.
I watched some of them, and he's like, "You didn't watch Sweetie?" And I'm like, "No, I missed that one."
It's the shortest one.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it was so good. I watched it last night. I think I watched it 5 times, and I actually
5 times.
I watched it. Well, it's only 3 minutes long.
If that,
right? Well, I mean, the whole thing is 3 minutes long, kind of thing, like with credits. And
so, can people watch this one on YouTube?
So
or whatever?
this one's currently on its festival run. Like, it premiered at Atlantic a month ago.
Okay.
So it's gone to a few. I think it's gone to 8 festivals since then. Like, it's on a bit of a heater right now, and that's. I'm a writer producer on it, and Taylor Olson directed it, and Taylor.
We caught up with Taylor at the
red carpet.
Got to do a little interview.
The best
with him.
guy.
Nice guy.
The best
I love his other project too.
Yeah.
Hey Halifax.
Oh, with Bob Mann.
Yeah.
And Bob Mann is the lead in Sweetie. Yeah,
oh gosh. Small community. Yeah,
and
indeed.
also no relation. Bob Mann and I.
Yeah.
No, we tell people we're
you know
brothers
what? I
if
thought
they
about
ask,
that too. Yeah, because I met Bob when he was doing stand up 5 years ago at least, or longer. Yeah.
Love Bob.
Yeah.
So,
love Taylor.
On my 5th run of this, I made my wife came into the room, and I was like, "Hey, you got to see this," and I made her sit and watch it, and she was like, at the end, she was just like,
Awesome.
So she was just like, "But what did you just show me?" She was like, "Is this a preview for something?" And I was like, "Maybe." I was like, "I don't know." I was talking to the guy, and he was like, "Maybe it's a bigger project." I hope it's a bigger project.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's funny. I was at a film festival on Sunday. It played at Halifax, like HE double hockey stick, Halifax. And it played. It was a funny format. They were doing one short and then one feature.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
It was pretty cool. And then they had a shorts program, but every feature they showed, they played one short before. And of course, the audience didn't know who I was, and I was just sitting in the back row, like enjoying a propeller, watching Sweetie. And to do a Q&A after, And as soon as the credits rolled, somebody asked if it was a trailer. Like, it is that short. And the story behind it was, I've had that idea, like that nucleus of an idea, for years. And it was truly one of those things where it's like, this will take me 5 minutes, so I'm not going to do it. And then once you get it's like
I don't think we explained the idea, gents. Like, what's the
I don't
idea?
even know if I really want to, like,
No?
give it away too much.
No, I don't want to give it away.
It's...
When could people see this? Like on YouTube or wherever?
It won't... Well, I mean, after it does its festival run, it'll be available.
Cool.
For sure. Like,
Cool.
we'll throw it up somewhere. But it is basically a little girl comes in to wake up her dad in the middle of the night to say that there's a monster under her bed.
Okay.
And that's
That's just,
Yeah.
that's the premise.
That's really all you need to know, I
Cool.
guess. And I said the idea out loud to Taylor once. I was like, but I don't want to direct. Like, I would just like to write it and move it along. And he was like, we were working on something else. And he was like, we're not going to lunch until you write that. So took the 20 minutes that it, like the first version, which was probably terrible.
Yeah.
Wrote it, gave it to Taylor. We went back and forth with it a little bit. First version was like bunk and terrible, and then Bob came in and helped out, punch it up a bit. And then we filmed it in January, and then Taylor and I started to talk about it. Like, I think that we do have a bigger thing here, and that's almost just like what you see now in the short, when that would get you to the opening credits, and then the rest of the movie would start. So now Taylor and I have written like a 88-page feature that we're super stoked about. I don't know if you guys know the movie, like, Let the Right One In. It's Swedish. Originally it was Swedish, and then the Americans made a butchered version of it.
What was the butchered version? I might have saw that. Remember?
Like,
The same name,
it was
or-
even like a butchered title of Let the Right One In. It was like Let Me In or something.
Oh,
Okay.
Let Me In.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the
Oh,
vampire.
Yeah. I
Little
saw Let
girl
Me-
who's
yes.
a vampire.
Yes. I
Oh,
saw Let Me
okay.
In, yeah.
So I've never, like, I don't even think I made it through the American version, but only because I'm obsessed with the Swedish original, and
Right.
it's like a young girl who is a vampire falls in love with a little boy in her apartment complex.
Yeah.
And all the while, the town, this small town in Sweden, thinks that there's like a murderer on the loose.
Okay.
But it's so good. It's so
cool.
great.
Yeah.
And so literally one day Taylor came over to my apartment. We watched Let the Right One In. We went back and forth on what we thought the long version of Sweetie could be. And we have that now. So we've been speaking with distributors, and it's looking good.
Amazing.
Knock on wood that we'll be able to collaborate on that one.
The quality is really good. Again, another thing that bothers me about horror is that it can look campy, right? And the big reveal at the end, I'll call it, wasn't. It looked good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it looked good.
Shout out to our makeup artist, Elle Munster.
That's their name?
Yep.
Cool name.
Yep. Just a great
The
handle.
monsters.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like the MU. MUN. Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hopefully that gets done. I guarantee you I'll be lined
Thank
up
you.
to watch it.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. Like, I love the way that the short came out, and I love what we've been able to do with the feature, the script. So I think that it's like the way that we were talking about Missy earlier, about trying to just like, yes, it's a horror, but like elevating it a little bit, making people think a little bit, and not in like it's a psychological horror kind of way, but in a like, this might be some like real life questions are happening in this horror. So how does a little girl and her doppelganger monster like figure out the world together after the Bob Mann's not around anymore kind
Right.
of thing, you know? So
Well, if you need any podcasters in it, you know where to
100%.
go.
we can
Absolutely.
be chasing the conspiracy.
There you go.
Podcast narration
Yeah.
in the background. There
that's
you
what
go.
Let the Right One In was missing, is they
Yeah.
needed that like conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Conspiracy
podcast.
theory.
Yeah, welcome to
podcasters.
Brozone, and we'll tell you what's happening here in the streets of Dartmouth this week.
Yeah, exactly,
But what's the what was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, something I just like to ask, man. Like I mean, what are some of your most favorite recent pictures that you've seen? Because I'm like you, I always want to see the next great movie, and sometimes it's hard with there's just such an abundance of choice now.
Yep.
Most of the time, I spend more time scrolling than I do watching. I'm sure there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I try and go to a movie a week in theaters. If I don't, I start to get antsy and cranky, and I feel really guilty, weirdly. One movie that blew me away this year, and I swear this is not a Stephen King plug at all, but Life of Chuck blew me away. And I know that it's a pretty divisive movie. It's not a Stephen King. A lot of people have been saying like it's not a Stephen King movie, but if you've read enough of his books, it totally is. Like that movie was phenomenal. I saw a pretty forgettable movie on the weekend that I won't name. I love Sinners. Sinners blew me away this year.
Sinners, you like that, eh?
Yeah, I love
the movie.
Sinners.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie. Oh, so I was thinking Sinners, the show.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I like that too, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. What else have I seen this year? I saw. One Battle After Another was phenomenal.
Good show, yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I really do want to watch that one.
Like leaving the theater with 3 of my buddies on a Saturday afternoon with like a very diverse, let's say, like spectrum of like, I see a movie a week. One of the guys, the last movie he saw in theaters was Oppenheimer. Another guy couldn't tell you the last movie he saw in theater. And then another buddy of mine who sees everything.
Yeah.
And we were all like left with our jaws on the floor being like, there's nothing wrong you could say about that movie.
And it sucks because that movie didn't do very well. I heard of it.
Financially, no.
Not financially, is what I mean.
Which is wild. I can't speak to that other than...
Well, it's a weird year for movies because even like the superhero genre is not doing as good this year, and that's something that's been, really, the dominant force in, for over a decade, really,
Another one, like, I find it funny because it's all, like... It's such a machine of PR and marketing and publicity. Like, I saw The Smashing Machine with The Rock, and he is incredible in it.
So it's a good movie?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, some people are saying, like, this could be his Oscar nomination.
Okay.
Which you'd never think, like...
It's the role. It's perfect for the role. Like, he's perfect, and Emily Blunt's incredible in it.
She's awesome.
But... all the stories you hear about are like, this will be The Rock's lowest opening weekend. It's like, yeah, because he does movies like Jumanji. Like, those are his opening weekends.
Mega blockbusters.
Like, this is an A24 by one of the Safdie brothers. Like, but it's by far... I don't even want to say it's his best role, as if I'm comparing it to any of his other roles.
It's just it's a walk on the...
Yeah, it wouldn't be... if he's nominated, it wouldn't shock me.
That's good. I hope he does get nominated.
I hope he does, too.
Reward taking that brave step and getting into something a little bit more demanding of yourself, right?
It's pretty vulnerable.
Or demanding in a different way. I'm sure all of his movies are pretty demanding physically now.
Yeah.
It was an interesting thing that I saw. I was watching some videos on YouTube, I think, this week, and it was an interesting thing that got asked. And that is why wrestlers aren't in the Screen Actors Guild.
No, interesting.
And I thought that was an interesting question because, I mean, essentially, shocker to anyone listening, wrestling's not real.
What?
Whoa.
I know.
Stone Cold's still real, though.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They get hurt and they're athletic people and all that. But everything's scripted. They are acting and all that stuff. And some of them... The Rock was one, but apparently Batista was another one that actually early on hired acting coaches.
Cool.
And so there was a question that was put out there, was like, why are wrestlers not in the Screen Actors Guild? And I thought that was interesting because it's kind of like
McMahon.
Well, I mean,
then
Vince,
they need union dues, I guess.
Vince McMahon was a big union buster.
Yeah,
100%.
Jesse Ventura actually tried in the '90s to get a wrestling union, and they like busted him. So, I mean, the thought was like maybe someday because now Vince McMahon is in the shadows, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting thing that I don't know if it applies to the wrestlers, but professional wrestlers. But so when Rob, who is like a proud ACTRA member, when he did Pub Crawl. We did not have to go through ACTRA because technically Rob is playing himself. He's not playing a character. He's host.
Right.
But even that language, it's like Rob Ramsey as Rob Ramsey is not a character. Rob Ramsey as host or Rob Ramsey as narrator, like those are different things.
Right.
And the way that it was explained to me is that if I'm in Actra and I'm stopped on the street by Katie Kelly at CTV and they ask me my opinion, I can't say like, oh no, I'm in the union, you gotta pay me, because I'm not playing a character, I'm playing myself.
Yep.
So I'm sure Vince McMahon being a union buster does not shock me in the slightest. But I'm sure that maybe there was some logic to that argument that I don't know. But it's hard to say, like, I think Goldberg wasn't playing a character. You know what I mean? Or like,
I know. No, but there's actually some things to that. I mean, like the legalities of like Vince being able to own the names and not owning the names. That was a thing. Oh, interesting. Right? So the
IP and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So like Hulk Hogan, actually Hulk is owned by Disney because that's like they own like the trademark Hulk. So, but so that's an exception. But you know, like the Undertaker's owned by the WWE. So if for some reason Mark Calloway went somewhere else, he couldn't be called the Undertaker. The character is owned by WWE. He could be called Mark Calloway. He was Mark Callis before when he was in WCW and before he became the Undertaker. To the point where the Ultimate Warrior changed his name legally to The Warrior so he could be called The Warrior after getting fired from WWF.
No way.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a whistleblower too, wasn't he, of the WWF? Or am I thinking of
Not his name is Jim, but he was nuts.
the guy with the sock on his hand?
Oh, that's Mick Foley.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. No, the Ultimate Warrior was a lunatic, basically. Yes, but you know, every wrestling child is a fan.
It's funny, like being in, like, it's like I said, like it's an industry and it's such a machine, and you start to learn the business side of it, and there are so many reasons why you can't do things. There are so many reasons why things have to be done a certain way. None of that shocks me, but coming back to the movie The Smashing Machine, which was like UFC, early days of UFC.
That's right, yeah.
Bit different, but trends those same lines of these guys just being taken advantage of so badly.
Early days when there was no rules kind of deal?
Yeah, they touch on that in, like, halfway through the movie, they announce new rules, and that includes like no eye gouging, no fish hooking, no biting.
Well, did you watch like the old UFCs when you were a kid? Like, do you remember those?
No, that would have been like
I watched 1 and 2.
Would have been before.
Yeah,
my
like
time.
So when we were younger, I don't know how old you are, but I mean, so we were getting them on VHS. We were bringing them home.
Amazing.
And we were watching them, and we were watching them over and over again. There'd be like a sumo wrestler versus like a little tiny guy. You'd just watch the wildest fights, and there was really no rules or regulations. It was just the Wild West. Yeah, it was unbelievable that it was allowed to be on TV. It felt like illegal watching it.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
It was like.
Well, I guess it was somewhat illegal. In a lot of states, it was. Yeah.
Most states, it was.
Yeah. They could do it in Vegas, couldn't they?
There was only a handful.
Yeah.
Like they had it at like Atlantic City.
Yeah.
This movie's all in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Like the tournaments that Smashing Machine is going to is all in Japan.
They're all 100% in Japan. Eh, cool.
That was the circuit he was on.
Oh, interesting.
Or what the movie chose.
I gotta see it.
Show. It's good. It's a good movie.
You want to do like a thumbs up, thumbs down game? Do I throw out a few movies that came out this year?
Sure. 2 thumbs up or 1 thumb up?
Just 1 thumb.
One.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, unless you want to
Julius
use
Caesar. Well, Julius Caesar.
Weapons.
Thumbs up.
Is it good?
Yeah, I loved it.
I want to see it.
Loved it.
Did you see the Superman movie this year?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. Not for any reason. I haven't.
I gave it.
Just on the list.
I'll give it a thumb up. I liked
heard
it.
that.
I watched
I've heard
it, and
it's
it was really good, really fun, really friendly. Gave you a warm, fuzzy feeling about Superman again, and not like
That's
too
nice.
dark and brooding. It was kind of nice.
The new Superman, whoever plays him,
Yeah.
I've seen him on the press tour, and he seems like
He's
the real
pretty
deal.
chill.
Yeah,
He's fun.
he seems
He's
like a cool
very
guy.
likable.
Yeah.
But I liked Zack Snyder's kind of spin on it too.
me
I liked them both.
I like
but,
the dark stuff.
Yeah. After all the dark stuff, though, it was nice to see a little bit of
Sure.
like, let's
Got
make this
back
for
to
kids
the
again. You know,
bright blue, bright red, bright yellow.
So it was a good movie. Cheapers. What else, Matt? Think there's a new Conjuring out. Have you seen that?
Nope.
No, me neither.
Haven't seen it.
I like those.
What
The
other
first
ones?
one was
You give
terrifying.
Sinners
Yeah,
a thumb up.
terrifying.
That's a 2025.
Yep, that's a big thumbs up.
I guess. What's your favorite movie of 2025? You say you go every week, and I mean that's amazing to me. I wish I could go do that.
Yeah.
know. Used to do that every time, but then you have kids. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I've escaped that so far.
Yeah.
Favorite movie of 2025? It's probably it's One Battle After Another.
One Battle After Another,
And
yeah.
before that, it was Life of Chuck. I remember the good ones. It's like when people ask you like, "What's your favorite concert?" Or it's more so when people ask you, "What's the worst concert you've ever been to?" It's hard to remember because you don't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
I'm
was
sorry if I
memorable.
keep repeating the same movies that I liked
Yeah.
this year.
No, it's all good.
What's your speaking since we talked about Superman and everything? So, what's your take on the Superman superhero movies? Are they? Do you have a Scorsese approach, or do you?
A little bit.
Yeah?
I understand. It is like movies are a democracy in the sense that like people will vote with their wallets, and as long as movies keep making money, they're going to keep pumping out the same movies. Unless you get these like original stories, but I mean, well, even you brought up Weapons. It
Yeah.
did so well, shockingly, that now there's going to be a prequel called Weapon, and it's like that's great. People seem to want it. I enjoyed the movie. Let's make another Weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I understand that. I think he called them like a theme park. Or
Something
he's
like
like
that,
they're an amusement park or whatever.
I don't know what's wrong with that concept though. Too.
What
yeah.
he didn't like about it. I mean, I don't know. I know what he's saying, but I mean, I love them. So
Yeah.
it's they're original stories. They're written in a comic book, and they're just making the movie. It's like taking a book and
Yeah.
making it right. So I enjoy them. I like the characters behind them. Some of my favorite villains, like Thanos, is one of my favorite villains of all time. Like probably, I would say Thanos and Darth Vader are probably my two favorite villains of all time. So I love them, but I understand, like, his point was that the actors they don't matter.
Okay.
I disagree with him, but his point was that the actors don't matter. It's the characters. The characters are everything. And that being said, I think that if he sat and watched them and saw what like Robert Downey Jr. did with Iron Man,
I don't agree with that.
I think he's wrong.
Yeah, because
there
I
are
mean,
some
and I
characters
agree with
that
you
are
on
interchangeable.
Iron Man.
Some
Robert
aren't.
Downey junior He changed the game. He made that. Iron
He
Man
was the franchise. as far
Iron
as
Man
I'm
didn't feel
concerned.
like a superhero movie. It seemed like a movie where a guy was put in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Find a wild way to get out of it. And that one had a pretty terrible villain. That was like the only thing about the Iron Man movie that wasn't great.
They were all
great
bad villains.
Great actor, but not a great villain, right?
Bad villains, I
Yeah.
would say.
I think where Marvel kind of went wrong. Listen to me talking about where Marvel went wrong.
Let's hear it.
But when it started to become, they had the spin-offs on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if you miss season 1 of this show, then you can't figure out the
Connect
next
the
movie.
dots or-
You're
yeah.
right about that.
And then-
Kevin Feige said that's where they went wrong.
Yeah, and I think that it also that's where it like metastasized, but it got bad 5 movies previous where it's like if you didn't see this Spider-Man sequel, then you won't understand Black Widow or whatever.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
all that to say too, like Black Panther was so dope. That movie was so sick. Same guy who did Sinners, Coogler. Like,
Yeah. Coogler,
yeah.
yeah, there were good things.
Oh, there's-
it kept people. I went to
Tons of high points.
I went to an early screening of Endgame. Was that the big like?
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
the
yeah.
finale.
One thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the finale. That was very much a superhero movie. One movie before that, Infinity War. And you guys might think I'm nuts for this, but I actually think that should have been nominated as like one of the best pictures.
It's a great movie.
Could have been.
I like it.
The bad guy wins at the end, right? They left you hanging.
So that was part 1 of 2.
Correct.
Yeah.
Part 1, phenomenal.
Right?
And
Right.
you know what's crazy? I was like a fair weather Marvel guy. I thought it was over. And I was like, oh my God, Marvel just pulled off the biggest heist ever. The bad guy won, and now it's over.
Yeah.
And then it was like to be continued, and I was like, oh shit, that would have been so great if they had just like ended it with the snap and Spider-Man turns into dust,
left
and
you
whatever.
hanging for a couple of years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if they could have done that. Yeah.
I actually don't disagree with you there. I think like that could have been.
That would have been
maybe that's something
cinema
where it
that
went
would have
wrong.
been phenomenal.
Like even if they did do that sequel, it's kind of like they started mapping out their next like 10 years.
Yeah.
And they're like, and we got Blade 14 coming in 2029. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
I think like something that I like. I would never call myself a gamer. Like I play Grand Theft Auto and FIFA and Red Dead.
Right.
And I'm not a big online guy. So I remember playing Red Dead 2 and like playing story mode and beating it. And like that story is phenomenal.
It is.
And then I turned my Xbox on. It was like, you have like an update. And then all of a sudden the story mode wasn't over and there was more for me to do. And so I'd finish that. And then there'd be another update 3 weeks later, and the story mode just kept going. And it's like, well, there's no end in sight. Like, and that's how I feel about Marvel movies, is that it never doesn't work out, and they're just going to keep making them. So there is like a cathartic moment missing from Marvel movies, I think.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't argue that point. I hope they keep making them because I enjoy them so much.
Sure. Star Wars is going down that road too.
Star Wars is very much going down that road, and I love Star Wars. Sorry, but that being said, I hope that they, these large companies like film industry companies that are pumping out these blockbusters. I hope the fact that they're making billions in profits and all this stuff, that they should, in theory, turn around and invest in smaller stuff and more original stuff and
like a
artistic
Dollar
stuff.
Baby program.
Maybe, but you know what?
I'd like a dollar superhero program.
No, you know what?
Like
but
Spider-Man
I'd
with
like
$6
a dollar baby program,
Yeah.
but truly give it up. Like actually let you guys make money on it and say like, listen, we're lined our pockets with millions of dollars. Here's a little bit of charity. We're going to sell you the rights to this for $1, and you know what? You can make money on it. Go for it. Do whatever you can with it, kind of thing. That'd be cool, right?
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Or, I guess the model is now of like, I'm sure that like the $1 billion companies would love to buy IP for $1 and not spend $50 million on. I don't even know if that's the number, but like we were talking about Life of Chuck or The Long Run, which was just in theaters, another Stephen King movie. Marathon Man's coming up.
Yeah, they're redoing the Running Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Running Man.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
not
yeah.
Marathon Man.
No, yeah.
And it's the long walk, not the long run. My bad. Anyway, as soon as money gets involved, which I think is what is so cool about the Dollar Baby program and how it was just like this perfect cocktail of being able to offer short stories to filmmakers who are still in the like short film position of their careers for $1. It does become charity in that sense, but also like Shawshank was a novella. It's like that. It wasn't a feature, and there have been other short films of his or short stories of his that have been turned into features. So,
Well,
I mean, it's all at the right price.
And
I guess.
Shawshank's one of the best movies ever. So
Yeah, period.
It's a top 10 greatest film. Yeah. So I mean, there's some things like that are pretty great. But the dollar program has Dollar Babies ended. I've read that it was not because the program was over necessarily, but someone retired, and basically that person was the one running the program.
Yeah, literally, it was Stephen King's wife, Tabitha.
Okay.
Her sister.
Oh, okay.
Ran the program.
All right.
Wow.
And she wanted to retire, and then it was just like, that was great while it lasted. And I find that is such a like
Pretty funny.
Bangor, Maine, East Coast thing. And
Have you ever been to his house?
yeah, a couple summers ago, I was driving. My sister lives in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
And I was driving home, and I was like, today's the day. Gotta go.
Yeah, I went there 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed when I read that he actually doesn't live there anymore, and it's just a museum.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, all right. Whatever.
Yeah, he's I heard recently he's closer to Boston, and that's why he's at so many Red Sox games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right
Huge
on.
Sox fan. Yeah.
Have you ever stayed at the Algonquin?
Oh yeah, St. Stephen,
Yeah.
St. Andrews rather.
The St. Andrews, yeah. So cool.
Yeah, stayed
'Cause
there.
that's where he stayed when he wrote The Shining.
Oh,
That's
yes.
the rumor. Yeah, like I heard a rumor.
That's what the hotel claims.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is it's like it was something crazy. Like he booked out like a wing of the hotel.
Yeah.
For 8 weeks, and then 4 months later, The Shining came out. Like
Yeah.
it was something like he went on a binge
Wow.
in the East Wing.
Yeah.
At the
That's creepy.
Algonquin.
And it's a haunted, like, you can go on a haunted tour. There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
haunted, like, tour
Chef
of the
who
thing.
killed himself in front of everybody.
And like, what bride that threw herself out the window.
Yeah, there's a whole. That's a. And also like the Overlook looks exactly like the Algonquin.
It does, yeah.
So
Yeah. So that's
definitely some
pretty
truth
cool.
to that.
Crazy, crazy.
Now, the other thing that we were talking about giving back, I don't know if this is giving back. I'd be curious to see what your opinion on is. Do you know, like, what Reese Witherspoon's program is?
With her book club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's ingenious as a businesswoman.
Yeah, it is. I've heard it in a very like, oh, that's an executive producer
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like, but I wouldn't be able to speak to it. if you could,
I mean,
yeah.
I have a very high level of it, but basically the idea is that Reese Witherspoon has a book club that obviously, it's almost like the Oprah book club. If she puts you on her book club, authors,
You're a bestseller
books,
tomorrow.
Boom. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like the next day. It's like performing at the Super Bowl, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you become instant famous. You become a best-selling author in the United States, not in Canada, right? Kind of thing, right? So it's big, but to do that, you give up your movie rights to her.
Yeah, so if you look
Yeah.
at like
Whoa.
Wild, she made the movie Wild.
Yeah.
They made Big Little Lies, which was incredible, the TV series.
But you make no money off the movie?
Oh, I'm sure. No, I'm sure she. I would hope she pays them.
Yeah.
But she
There's
is
gotta be back end
first rights
stuff
of
there.
refusal or
Yeah.
whatever for that.
Cool.
But they talk about like what a smart move for her because now she's getting people giving her scripts, and she just
Yeah.
keeps banging out movies.
Yeah, they're just like someone who enjoys reading and then understands how filmmaking works.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
is
That's
win-win.
good. That's like not necessarily comparable, but that is like in the same conversation of like
Yeah.
writers. I don't know.
I still
Good
look
for
at it.
Reese.
I still look at it as her way of giving back.
Yeah.
Because she's making like. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love for Taylor Swift to come and say like the Afternoon Pint is the best podcast I've ever heard in my entire life, and then all of a sudden
He's
we're
just saying that
millionaires.
now for the transcript. He's just trying to get that like statement in there. It's like the algorithms
The
pick it up.
algorithm, exactly.
But
Yeah.
but seriously, like she's someone who like can say something right, and all of a sudden it's like boom, there
Yeah.
you go. She's doing that. She's essentially making authors instant famous.
and what they would make on book sales, it would be worth shaking hands with Reese Witherspoon to say you can have the rights to the movie for $1
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
We're watching the morning show right now with
That's
Reese
great.
Witherspoon. Great
Yeah.
show.
Seen
Really
that
good.
first season or two. I thought it was so genius that it's Marty Short and Steve Carell are the two bad guys
Yeah.
in that show. Like,
Never
that
saw that
was the
coming in.
best casting
Oh,
ever.
it's
Like the two
amazing.
most likable guys in Hollywood.
I mean, that's the whole reason I watched it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, man, Steve Carell's in this. It's going to be great. I was like totally upside down to what I thought it was
Man.
going to be, but really well done.
Yeah,
Did you see the Foxcatcher though?
No, never saw it.
Oh,
No.
nominated. Oscar nom
Oh, yeah?
for
Like,
Steve.
talk about like again like not see it coming, kind of playing like the weirdo kind of thing, right?
Okay.
True story.
True story, too.
Yeah.
What was that family's name? They're big, like they were
Yeah.
like a not Roosevelt, but like that type of family, like built America
Yeah, I don't remember, but
in Pennsylvania, like a Steele family or something in Pennsylvania, and he was just obsessed with wrestling, and he went
Oh.
crazy.
Yeah,
Okay. I never saw that.
must watch.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
His
If
name-
anyone ever doubts like Steve Carell's acting ability, like watch that and you're like, yeah, okay.
Channing Tatum as well.
Channing Tatum was the wrestler.
Yeah, and the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo.
Ruffalo, yeah.
Yeah, and
I thought you were talking about Hulk Hogan. I was
No,
like, what?
no,
He's
no.
in
Can
it?
you imagine?
I'm like, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
and then I believe it's the same director. I forget his name, but he also did Moneyball.
Yeah, which I loved as well.
Moneyball was
Oh,
good.
phenomenal!
Yeah.
One of the better sports movies
Yeah.
ever. Top 3, behind Sandlot and Friday Night Lights. That's my top 3 sports movies.
Sandlot. Oh, that's a good pick, man.
Remember the Titans is one that
That's
just
up there?
got me
For sure.
I watch it like I probably at least once every 2 years.
Mighty Ducks too.
Oh,
Mighty Ducks 2, one of the rare sequels that is better than the original.
okay.
It's okay. It's an okay
Getting into
movie.
this? Okay. Mighty Ducks. Hot take. Mighty Ducks might actually nostalgically great.
One of the
Otherwise,
worst sports movies of all
terrible.
time.
It's terrible movie.
So
tough.
bad.
Yeah,
It's
I
tough.
haven't watched this
There
since I
was
was
these
8.
guys who do a podcast that picked it apart. I was
Yeah.
watching it,
Saw that recently.
and like they were
Is
like,
it funny?
It's so,
It's
well,
great.
at one point, like Adam Banks is on the bench cheering on Adam Banks on a breakaway.
And he goes right hand, left hand
Yes.
between shots. It's
Yeah,
it's actually insane.
and like they talk about like how bad it is that Gordon Bombay
He's on the bench cheering himself in the same
With his
movie.
helmet off.
with his helmet off and everything. Yeah, okay. And then they talk about this other part where it's like Gordon Bombay scored like something like. It was something stupid, like 400 goals. I can't remember what it is, but 400 goals
In
in like
16 games or something.
Whatever. It's like in 60 games in a season or something. So it's like he would have had to have scored something like one goal every friggin' 2 minutes
It
of
was
every
like
game.
physically impossible.
Physically impossible. And then the last game of the year in the championship in a shootout, he misses one shot and then just decides,
Hangs him up.
nah,
Oh my god.
Not for me anymore.
No.
I don't want to play in the NHL. This one shot I missed. Like,
Yeah. That
real bad plot.
It's funny in D2. I had heard about this before, like years ago. If you look in the stands, it's cardboard cutouts.
Oh really?
Of people.
yeah.
Oh jeez.
It's just like awesome.
Oh man.
So great. And yeah, my brother-in-law is from Minnesota,
Nice.
and he has friends who were extras as kids
Oh, cool.
in the original because they were his like friends who played hockey growing up. So they're like on the opposing teams and. Yeah.
Also, going back, like as a kid, you were like, you had your kid mindset, and you're like, yeah, Charlie Conway. He's like, yeah. Now as an adult, you watch that and you're like, shut up, Charlie. Like he was
Oh.
like, why can't we be Team USA Ducks? And it's like, because you're playing on the national
Team
team,
USA.
you dumbass. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, and then if you want to get into D3, the JV team beating the varsity team.
Right.
When? In what world ever in D1 hockey would that ever happen?
So nostalgically, I love them, but like honestly, when you go back and watch them as adults, you're like, oh my god, no, this is why kids are stupid.
I'll say this: Sandlot holds up.
Sandlot
Sandlot
does
Great
hold up.
movie, phenomenal
Jeez, I'd
movie.
watch that again. Yeah.
It is. It's definitely the movie that I've seen the most in my life.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
Used to watch it. We used to go to the cottage and we'd stop at Blockbuster on the way.
You'd have just
Get like the Sandlot, Carrie, The Omen, all these crazy 80s horror movies. And then during the day, I would just like sit and watch Sandlot
Oh man.
every summer, all summer, and then watch it as an adult probably every.
He
at
doesn't
least once a
rewatch
year.
movies very often. So, what would you say is the movie that you've watched the most?
For some, I think you probably know, but Matrix is probably one of
Yeah.
the ones I've seen
Yeah.
more than any times. I love the first Matrix movie. I just thought it was done so well. It's just so. I mean, I know it's not completely airtight, but they did such a good job.
That changed the game
Yeah,
for a long time.
It was a brilliant movie. That would be one that I watch. I'm rewatching The Godfather 2 right now. I just
Yes.
rewatched The Godfather 1.
Best ever.
That's an annual for me
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. So
They're my
I do
two favorite
rewatch.
movies.
I rewatch some movies, but they're so few and far between. I rewatched the Marvel movies through COVID, so I got
rewatch
through all
those
of
here
them
and
like
there.
twice, pretty much. I think.
Sometimes
Maybe
I
or
throw those
maybe
on at
not
night
all
just
of
to
them.
fall asleep to them.
You know what I think was
Yeah.
genius, and I don't know if it was planned or not, but the fact that all the Harry Potter movies include Christmas was
Right.
genius.
See, I never saw any. I only ever saw the first Harry Potter movie, dude. Yeah.
I saw all of
They
them.
get better. I
Yeah?
promise.
They actually
And I'm not a
totally
big
do.
Harry Potter guy. But
No,
I'm
no,
not.
I didn't. I really despised it. So I
My
never. I
wife's
got
a
any
huge Harry
further.
Potter fan.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know what it was, like 9 years ago, we
Yeah.
decided to exchange. We said, she didn't ever watch Star Wars, and I said, let's watch Star Wars, and I'll watch all the Harry Potters. And we did that. We took 2 weeks.
takes a while. Yeah.
Well, we took 2 weeks. 1 week, a film a night.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. Like, sometime in the winter or something like that. We just, like, one movie a night.
I hope that's what they do next with cinema. Just mash movies like that up, Star Wars and Harry Potter, and
I would
cross
say
it over.
the first 3 Harry Potter movies
Yeah.
were awful.
Tough to watch.
Yeah.
Really
It's
hard.
the fourth one with Gary Oldman when Gary comes
That's the
in.
best one.
Yeah,
I actually
by
think
far.
that's the best one out of all of them. Yeah, the whole 8 of them, or whatever, 9 of them, or whatever.
There's
it was.
9 of them.
It's 8 or 9. I can't remember. They did the last book. They did in 2 parts.
Wow.
Right.
I actually think Voldemort's a good bad guy. I was kind of rooting for him to win because I think Harry Potter's a loser.
What do you mean by good bad guy? Like
He was a good villain.
Yeah,
I think
just like straight up, well written,
I like
well,
villains.
whatever.
Yeah, I like villains, right? So I'm into villains. Like a strong villain means I'm probably gonna like it, right?
Like
And-
I love. You mentioned Thanos.
Yeah.
For the same reason that like Thanos is great is like his solution comes from an experience that he went through on his own planet, where it's
Right.
like we're gonna run out of like
Yeah.
this is gonna be inhabitable soon. Therefore, let me help you, kind of thing. Same with like I always thought about like Bane. Like Bane, when you hear his backstory, you're like, this guy makes sense.
Yeah.
I love Tom Hardy. Kick his
Yeah.
ass, kind of thing. Like, yeah, I completely understand. Like a good, you should agree you should agree to a degree with any villain, and that's
Yeah.
what makes a good
Makes
villain.
them complex.
And it's like screenwriting 101 is like if you have conflict, two people are in an argument in a scene, the audience should agree with both of them. Like they should both be right, and that's what makes good conflict in a movie.
yeah.
So like even that's what made Batman, like all those villains were so great, because it's like no one knows it's Bruce Wayne the billionaire, but all the villains are coming after the billionaires in Gotham, and like that makes that so like once you get another layer deep and realize that, you're like, oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one that always fascinated me was like as a kid watching Scooby-Doo, where format of Scooby-Doo, they have to go to like a creepy house. It's owned by a millionaire. There are monsters and ghouls and whatever. And at the end of every Scooby-Doo, they meet the monster and they take the mask off, and it's always a person.
Yep.
And I was like, that is the whole point of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Is that like monsters are human, period. Like,
And they have a backstory. There's generally a reason why.
Never thought of that until now.
There's a reason
The Scooby-Doo
why
theory?
There it is.
they
Deep,
did what
man.
they did, right?
That's some deep Scooby-Doo stuff.
yeah.
Deep Scooby-Doo.
It's like they're like, yeah, and then I don't know how to get more poetic about it, but it's like monsters aren't real, but humans are, and we typically suck and do bad things, and that's what Scooby-Doo was trying to tell us the whole time.
There's just like when you think of like some of the great
Scooby-Doo philosophy, man.
Yeah.
That should be the next university course.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like the Green Mile. Fantastic villains, right? Like you have villains in there that you were just like you truly hated, right? Tom Hardy in The Revenant, man, like I left
His
that.
backstory, though,
I know, but like you just left that going like, man, I hate that guy.
yeah, I know.
Right? But so good.
Being able to pull that off, like, it's like the easiest thing I think as an actor to pull off was like, oh, he was middle of the road and forgettable, or versus like, oh my god, that person was so likable, or oh my god, if I saw that guy in the street, I would spit on his shoes, kind
Oh
of
my
thing.
god, yeah. What's the guy in There Will Be Blood? The bad guy? Paul Dano? Also played the Riddler.
Oh,
Is that his name?
yeah, Paul Dano.
Like
Yeah.
he's an actor I think I still want to fight just because of this. He's done such great performances. I'd be like, you're an asshole. Like if I ever saw him in public.
Well, that was like
You're the
I'm not
worst.
a huge Game of Thrones guy, but the guy who played King Joffrey,
yeah,
like a young guy,
Oh, yeah, he was super unlikable.
apparently
like, so good
he
at
had
it.
to
Had to
like
retire.
hide, yeah, because he was getting bullied all the
Man.
time. He just, you do a good job when you're getting
Same with the
tweets.
who's the blonde kid, Draco
Oh,
Draco
from
yes,
Harry Potter.
yeah, Draco, yeah.
Slick
Oh, okay.
white hair.
Yeah, actually, I only saw the first one, but I know who you're talking about. I
Malfoy.
remember that.
Draco Malfoy.
Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Heard the same kind of thing about him.
Yeah.
We're well over our hour, gentlemen.
There
You want
you
to get
go.
into our
Awesome.
10 dumb
Let's
questions?
do our 10 questions.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
These questions are dumb, and
Sweet.
well, some of them aren't dumb. They're deep. And
No dumb
fun,
questions.
Sad. That's what my mom says. No dumb questions. All right. Okay. So question number 1: if Stephen King gave you one of his unpublished stories for $1, another one, what genre would you not want it to be? What genre would you not like to do out of a?
Oh. Like of a Stephen King story?
I guess I don't really like that question, Stephen King. Let's just say in general, what genres would you think you'd like to stay away from as a producer, director?
Like a true to form period drama.
Okay.
That'd be tough. I don't think I'd be very good at
A
that.
lot of research
at all.
and getting.
Yeah, just I'm not good at like directing actors' mannerisms, and I feel like that would be. But I do have like a way that I think you'd be able to I have an idea. I've never written it, but I have an idea of how you could pull off the Halifax explosion in a cool,
okay.
3-hour big Titanic type drama.
I like that.
Love story kind of thing. But I don't want to do it.
Okay. Starring Tom Green?
Sure.
Tom Green.
Sure. Yeah.
Tom Green is Vince Coleman.
Yeah, we'll do a.
See, I just would love to see something.
We'll
like
do
that
like
personally.
a period piece with Tom Green. I could do that.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
But
There
I
you
wouldn't be able to do like a straight up like.
All right.
Yeah.
Right
Question number 2. So, what's scary? Pitching a room full of film execs or walking alone at midnight through Point Pleasant Park?
I've only ever done one of them. But I've been in Point Pleasant when the sun's starting to go down and your dog's off leash and you're trying to get the hell out of there. But man, the early days of pitching film execs like at CBC headquarters in Toronto, and you're seeing like the Schitt's Creek 40-foot posters and you're walking in to pitch something that is not Schitt's Creek at all, like you are sweating absolute bullets. So
Okay.
Point Pleasant, scary, but yeah, I'll go film execs. That's tough. It's
Good
scary.
one. No, good answer.
Yeah.
Oh, so if Pub Crawl had another season, which Canadian city would you pick next and why?
St. John's.
good.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Perfect choice, dude.
I think
Cheers
that
to
would
that.
be,
Yeah.
that'd
Okay.
be no explanation required.
Yeah. Question number 4. So, what's the weirdest note that you've ever gotten from like a film festival jury or producer?
Yeah, so there was a note that came back. First season of Pub Crawl, we got no notes at all. And I relied on the Nova Scotia archives quite heavily to get like old cool videos of Halifax and photos of Halifax, and pretty incredible, like photos of the Halifax Club that we were able to replicate almost exactly.
Cool.
And someone gave us the note in season 2 to not use the Golden Gate Bridge. And I was like, that is not the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, wow.
That is the McDonald Bridge in Halifax. Weird that that's your first note 2 seasons into this show.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
weird.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Like,
That'd be another cool movie. We talked about that once. The whole Halifax Club in a heist with the underground tunnels that
Yeah.
are built into it.
Yep.
Do it because you could do a cool bank heist.
yeah, so that was an episode on Pub Crawl, and we saw the tunnels.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Because for a
Amazing.
while, I don't know what the plan is, but they were putting in a restaurant in the basement.
Oh yeah.
And that was going to be behind the bar, was like the tunnel. And they were going to put like glass over top of it, so it would be a floor that you could see
Oh,
down.
cool. That'd be so cool.
And then COVID.
Yeah. She's gone now.
Yeah.
My
number
question, yours.
5 yours. isn't
Okay,
it?
so thanks.
I do have another answer to that one.
Oh,
other than the
sure.
Golden Gate. Like
Yeah.
if we wanted to
Yeah.
choose one.
Well, just both. Go ahead. Yeah.
Another one, I was with Rob Ramsey. We wrote this pilot together called Wolfville, and it won the National Screen Institute's like television award one year for, they took in a bunch of pilots, and Rob and I won, which was amazing. And we were pitching some executives in Toronto, and we used a lot of like East Coast colloquialisms it was called Wolfville. It was like a True Detective, but set in Wolfville. And they said that it was unbelievable. No one would believe that no one actually talks like that on the East Coast. And it's like, have you ever been? And she was like, I've been to Montreal.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so
Ouch.
we didn't take that note super seriously.
Can you send this episode to her?
Yes, I
That'd be
can. Yeah, I'll
fantastic.
see if I can dig up who that
You know,
was.
us East Coasters, we're like friggin' rights, Tabernac. So number 5, what were you?
Oh yeah, okay. So you've done horror documentaries, some pub history. You know, which is the one? You know, if there was a genre of film or a type of movie you could make, or some lane you could stay in, what do you think you could do secretly forever? What would your passion to just keep doing again and again?
I think that horror is having such a moment right now, and I don't mean like that I'm jumping on the bandwagon, because I've been obsessed with horror since I was a kid. And I've been making like quasi-horror movies since 2016, and not only that, but like I mentioned earlier, like I think that horror is so like punk rock in the sense that it holds up a mirror to society, and like the zeitgeist of the time, to be able to say like, this is what's wrong, this is what people won't say that they're afraid of. You mentioned like weapons earlier. That's all about like school shootings without having to hammer it on the head. It doesn't show up as like this put together thing in a tux. It like shows up ready to like rumble basically, and like
The Monkey was another good example of that. I saw that recently.
the
was
other
great.
Stephen King one.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. About,
Great movie.
Like the twins
Did a good job of that. Yeah.
Great movie. So I think I just like the spirit of horror and how there are so many subgenres of it. But at the end of the day, it's like I think that horror speaks truth to power more than, I don't want to say more than documentary, but man, it's in the conversation with documentary of being able to hold a mirror up to society for sure.
Great, 100%. That's awesome.
Question number 6. So I was reading it, and I'm not sure I understand it, so I'm changing it.
Go for it.
So question number 6, I'm just going to ask you straight up, favorite horror movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time is Jaws.
Oh, okay.
So if we consider that a horror, some people do. Some people call it like a monster movie, which to the definition it is. But if we're setting Jaws aside as it's just like a summer blockbuster that everybody loves nowadays, my favorite horror movie of all time is Scream.
Scream. Okay.
Scream, the original.
1996.
Yeah, great movie.
It was pretty iconic, that
Changed
first
the
one.
game
Yeah.
forever.
That's the first movie,
It was
like,
meta.
Gracie, like, she's 13, she's, like, loves horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
And that was one of the first ones we let her watch with us, and then she was hooked after that.
Oh, and
There's
they-
just, like, horror movies, that's all we watched after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it did the bait and switch with Drew Barrymore being
Yeah.
on the poster. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
was. Kevin Williamson is a genius as far as I'm concerned. He went on to do You Know What You Did Last Summer. He created Dawson's Creek, which is also crazy. Like
He's like, we'll
that
just
guy
take out
does
the
it all.
knives.
That guy does it all, honestly.
Could run 9 seasons if we don't kill anybody.
Yeah, and I believe he's
Yeah.
back there. There's a new Scream coming out, and I think it's like the first one he's written in quite a while.
Oh, really?
So
I think like even the last few that came out were okay. They were fun to watch.
Yeah,
I mean,
not bad.
I enjoy seeing the same old characters and the
Me
same
too.
old story. Even though I mean, I don't know, horror movies. I always give a pass for that stuff, right? I just love to see that world keep going. Like we saw the new Final Destination this year. We want to talk
Heard it
about
was
good
incredible.
movies. It is.
Yeah.
It is really good. I would love to hear what you think about it because I would actually say it's probably one of the best movies I saw this year too.
Cool. And I heard that it like wraps the series like pretty well.
Full circle. Like I even
Amazing.
like the first one. Like people are afraid of log trucks forever because of that.
Did you see the marketing that they did where there were log trucks in America that they put the billboard on the back of? Like Final Destination.
Oh, no.
Whatever
Brutal.
it was. 6,
Brutal.
7.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, genius.
Yeah,
Genius.
that's brutal.
Yeah. When you can, like, that's what I mean. It's like, talk about, like, the zeitgeist of, like, you can either, like, hold a mirror up to what people are afraid of or make people realize that they should be afraid of something. And that's what that movie did to log trucks.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Anyway, check that one out. I don't think you'd be
I will.
disappointed. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what? It creeped me out, the shard of glass going into the bar.
Oh, yeah.
that was great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Question number 7.
Unreal.
I think that's over to you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't have my phone. Here, you just read it there. Dude.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll get
What's
mine.
the best advice that you've received that you've ignored and you were glad you did?
Oh, that was a roller coaster of a question. That I'm glad I did.
Yeah, glad you
some
ignored it.
advice you ignored in your lifetime? Don't go make movies. Be an accountant.
Yeah, here's one. I did my undergrad at Acadia in political science. I took a history of art course, and I went to the prof to ask for a letter, like a recommendation letter for my application to the New York Film Academy, and she said that I would never get into film school.
Oh,
There you go.
send her
So
this
I don't know if
episode.
that's
No, I'm
advice
joking.
or what, but
We're just sending this episode to a bunch of people now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's your receipts. Do you want to do number 8?
You know what? I don't know what's going on with my phone, dude.
All right, I'm
I
just
think
gonna do it, I
I
guess.
forgot my face or something. Go ahead.
Okay, question number 8. If you could remake a movie, what one would you choose and why?
oh man, heavy hitters.
Oh yeah.
It's hard because there's so many, like the movies that I love and respect, I don't want to touch.
That's fair.
Ever. Like, no one's going to make another Shining. I'm sure that they'll try. The sequel was great. Dr. Sleep was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch the original Scream.
Is Dr. Sleep a sequel or prequel? Sorry.
Sequel.
It's a sequel,
It's
isn't
about
it?
the
I'll
kid.
have to check that out.
What's his name? Torrance, the kid. is all grown up, and it's Ewan McGregor now, and
Okay, I got to check
The
that
Shine
out.
comes back, and yeah, it's
Sorry to interrupt.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
And he goes back to the Overlook. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
A movie that I would like to remake would be. This is so funny. There's this movie from 2004 or 5 called Wicker Park with Josh Hartnett,
Okay.
and it's based on a French movie called The Apartment, like L'Appartement. And I love that movie, but it is so 2004
Okay.
like style.
Yeah.
And it still works, and it's awesome, and it's great, and it's Josh Hartnett and Matt Lillard, like from Scream,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rose Byrne, like
oh,
all these
okay.
incredible actors and actresses. And I just think like you could make a really cool 2025 love story
Updated
version of it.
version of it, yeah.
But
Very
also, not saying that I want to. It's a piece of art. It stands up to this day. My sisters are gonna laugh at that answer. But I just mentioned Wicker Park.
Are you in, or do you want me to keep reading?
I'm in here.
Okay,
bud.
cool. So
All
question
right.
number 9.
Do you believe Canadian filmmakers have a unique sense of humor or horror compared to Hollywood, or no?
100%.
You do?
100%.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah. Growing up, I think that there is something to be said for Canadian winters. That if you can make a comedy, nobody can make a like comedic winter movie like we would be able to.
Right.
And I don't think that anybody does like snow horror better than Canadians.
Snow.
Snow horror.
Yeah, hashtag that one.
Yeah.
I never even thought of that term before, but that's awesome.
Shoveling.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I think that it gives you an edge for sure. That people like, even like you think about Stephen King being in Bangor and me growing up in Fredericton. That's only like 202 miles apart. Not that I've looked up door to door my place and his place, but his snow horror movie takes place in Colorado.
Yeah.
Like it's not even the main story the way that, or Misery is, I suppose, a bit too. But I just think that it gives you an edge, which also, in a funny way, makes us a little bit funnier because you have to be to get through the winter.
Okay.
Yeah, there are characters up here that in one sense, I would sit next to them at the pub and laugh all night, but then I would not want to run into them in a dark alley.
All right.
sure.
20
That's
minutes
true.
later, even.
Did you want to take question 10 because I asked a bunch in a row?
Doesn't matter. Go ahead and ask
All
me
right.
because I did the phone thing again.
Question number 10 is, you're at a bar and someone says, tell me why I should watch your next film. What's your 30-second pitch?
My next film, are we talking Sweetie?
Oh,
Sure.
Sure.
In
Let's go
general?
Sweetie. Yeah. Go Sweetie.
I would say that I've had a deep passion for film since my mom took me to see Jurassic Park in the summer of 1993, which would have clocked me at 3.5 years old. And everything that I do now is devoted to protecting and loving films and filmmaking. And I just hope that every project that I make, you can see that in the craft of it all, and that's why I would hope you'd want to watch my next movie.
Beautiful answer. We'll just do the last call and then we're all done.
Great.
Yeah, you've
sure.
been a super long running guest, but no, this has been great conversation, so thank you.
Yeah.
And so I guess we ask every guest this question. We just frame it as, what's one piece of advice you were given in your lifetime? It could be from anybody that you just want to share with us today. And it can come from any walk of life, anything.
Sure. First thing that comes to mind, I worked with that show Wolfville that I mentioned was optioned by Alan Hocko and his company Take the Shot up in Newfoundland. Alan Hocko told me early in my career to pay my taxes. And that is something that it's not like necessarily a sexy thing, but there are times where you get pretty excited about keeping the taxes on certain paychecks. Pay your taxes for sure. My dad always instilled in me, like, if you're going to work on something, like, go all in. Lower your shoulder, never your head. That was always a big one that I love.
I like that. Yeah.
All those old sports analogies, like,
Yep.
never let a win go to your head or a loss to your heart. That's another good one.
Nice.
I'd go with that, and that was Public Enemy who said that. Never let a wind go to your head or a loss to your heart.
There you go.
That's my answer.
Great answer, dude.
Great answer.
Appreciate
Cheers.
it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And we want to have you back when that movie's finished, the next one. All right. Cheers.
Happy to.